Hello everyone, and welcome to the new class. Up till the previous class, we had discussed how the various characters which are present in a gene could be transmitted from one generation to another generation. In today's class, we will discuss a topic which is far more relevant in today's scenario: the sex determination or the determination of the gender in the uh, next generation. How can the gender of the next generation in a human being can be understood? Okay, so for understanding this thing, you must understand one thing, that there are certain factors that determine the gender of a particular organism. Okay, so we are well aware that human is one among that organism which has a certain reproductive parts which help for its reproduction. And for its reproduction scenario, human beings need two different organisms, one being male and another being a female. And we are well aware one thing, that the characters from the male and the characters from the female combine together and it forms the next generation. And in the next generation, characters of both the parents, male as well as female, is present in the next generation. Okay, so in the next generation, both the characters of the male as well as the female are present, right? Where are the characters actually present? We have this chromosome, right? We have this chromosome present in our cells. Over the cells, or in the cells, there are chromosomes where the genes are present, where this gene is present over this chromosome, and this gene helps in the exchange of genetic material or the exchange of character from one generation to the next generation. Okay, that's what happens. So one thing we need to understand from here is that the chromosomes are the main thing that helps in passing of the generation, because in the chromosome there are genes present and these genes helps in the passing of different characters. So we can say this chromosome are the one which are present in a human body, and this human body and in this human body, these genes or these chromosomes pass on the character into the next generation. So mostly what happens, the chromosome are present in pairs. They are present in pairs. For the matter of fact, if we consider humans, humans have I said chromosomes are present in pairs. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, and it can be classified into two ways. Some chromosomes helps to determine the gender of the uh, organism. Some do not actually use in that. They are just present there, but they are present in the form of pairs, or they are present there just simply. So the human body has 23 pairs of chromosomes, and this 23 pairs of chromosomes can be classified in two ways: those which do not have any importance or significance in the gender, in showing the gender of an organism, they are known as autosomes. Means they do not determine the gender of an organism. Okay, so humans have some autosomes, chromosomes present in them, and also they have this particular chromosome which helps in the determining the gender of the next generation, which is known as sex chromosome. They have autosomal chromosomes and they have this sex chromosomes, and this sex chromosome is responsible to determine the gender of the next generation species. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Fine. Now, if we consider about the fact that this sex chromosome is the one that determines the gender of a species, we know that the gender of a male as well as female is determined with the help of this sex chromosome. So what is actually that sex chromosome? Actually, in case of male, they will have this 23 pair of chromosomes. Okay, I told some pair are autosomes and some pair are sex chromosome. In humans, there will be one pair of sex chromosome, and that will be actually XY. It is known as XY pair in male. In case of males, I am saying, in case of males, there are 23 pair of chromosomes, which is also present in females, but one pair in males will be sex chromosome, that is XY, and the remaining 22 pairs, it is autosome. Okay, so that is about how it is in pair. So if I am considering the fact that 23 pairs means 46 chromosomes, right? 46 chromosomes means how many pair of autosomes? 44 pair of autosomes. How many pair of sex chromosome? 2 pair of sex chromosome. Like this also we can distribute. Okay, you just consider the fact that we had studied in pairs. I just gave you that extra information to understand, that's all. So 23 pairs of chromosomes are present, where 22 pairs are autosomes, one pair is the sex chromosome, and for males the sex chromosome is XY. Now what about the females also have this 23 pairs, where 22 pairs will be autosomes and there will be one pair of sex chromosome, which is actually XX, okay. What is this XY? It is just actually a structure which is found in chromosome. You understand that much, because till now it is not understood what is this X and what is this Y. Okay, till now there are several experiments still going on to understand what was this actually this X and what was this Y actually. But for the sake of information, for the present study, you just understand one thing. XX is the pair of chromosome found in females, and XY is the pair of sex chromosome found in males. Okay, now how will this help in determining the gender of a next generation? We know that male gamete, the male gamete in males, which is known as the sperm, and female gamete, we know that what is the female gamete actually. Female gamete is actually egg cell, or we can say it as ovum. Okay, we can say it as ovum, right? This sperm and this ovum combine together to form what type of structure? We had studied it in the previous chapter. Male gamete and female gamete fuse together to form zygote, and that process is known by the name, what is it known? It is known by the name fertilization, right? It is known by the name fertilization. Then this zygote develops into embryo, and then this embryo develop into the concerned human being. This much we studied in the previous chapter. Now how is the gender of this zygote determined? We will discuss it now. The gender of the zygote is determined by nothing but, you can say, in males there will be XY gamete present in the sperm, and in case of female there will be XX gamete present in the XL. In the XL there will be XX gamete, and in case of males, thus in the sperm there will be XY gamete. Now when the gamete forms, when this fertilization process occurs actually, when this fertilization process actually occurs, what happens in that scenario is quite interesting. Actually what happens is quite interesting. You see, when this reproduction process occur, we know one thing that we had studied in the Mendel's structure. When TT is crossed with small t, at a time only one character will come. Yes, T, and from here small t. So we will get capital T, small t. That was what we got in the F1 generation. If you had understood thoroughly that concept, at a time only one gamete, this is the gamete actually, at a time only one gamete can be used in this particular scenario. In the case of this was actually monohybrid cross. In the case of dihybrid cross also the same scenario occurred. See, here also the same thing will occur. At a time either this X or this Y will be occurring, will be present in the process of fertilization. Either this X or this Y will help in the fertilization process. But what could be this what could be the case of this XX? Only one case will occur, that is the production of X, right? Now what are the chances that the gender of the next generation is male? What could be the chances? If you see, in the first case, if I take this case with this X, what will be the next generation that I will get? First I will write X, then I will write Y. What would be the gender of the next generation? The gender of the next generation is, it can be male. Means if this X is fusing this, sorry, this Y gamete is fusing with this X gamete, then there is a chance that the next generation is XY. Now if I take this case that I am fusing, or the fusion of this X from male and this X from female takes place, what are the chances that the next generation can be? It can be a female. It can be a female. Means at a time only, in case of twins you just avoid that concept, but at a time, if a particular, at a time of production, if only one baby is being born, or at a time what happens, sperm produced in higher amount, but there is only egg produced, only one egg is produced, and only one sperm will fuse with this egg, only one sperm. Okay, millions of sperms are produced during reproduction process, but only one sperm will fuse with help with undergo this fertilization process, and that sperm might have this Y gamete or this X gamete. We are not at all confirmed about that up till now, and still now the experiments are going on to understand which gamete could occur on its own. Okay, so that's about how the next generation might occur. I mean to say here only one thing. We had taken the, in our Mendel's experiments, in a ratio of 3:1 in monohybrid cross, that 3:1 ratio we will get the next generation. What can be the ratio here? If we understand it by the ratio concept, the ratio of male is 1. There will be 2 chances. Out of the 2, one can be male or one can be female. Means there will be a total 50% chance that the next generation is male, and 50% chance the next generation is female. That's what the criteria is. It can be male, it can be female, it's not at all sure. Okay, because it depends upon what gamete is being produced in the male gamete during fusion. Okay, so what can we understand from this concept? We can understand one thing, that the gender of the male sex chromosome being XY, I will represent it with this symbol, and the gender of female XX, I will represent it with this symbol. This scenario shows that at a time only one gamete can be produced, either X gamete or Y gamete. But in case of female, only X gamete is being produced, which means it is the gamete produced by the male that determines the gender of a child. The gender of a child is determined by the help of the male gamete. The male gamete determines the gender of the next generation. I hope you understood the concept. So in present scenario, women are being tortured because we know that women give birth to the child, but the society, the family, the relatives, everyone blames a woman, or blames a woman to be responsible for the gender of a child. Actually, it is completely wrong. It is not actually the woman who is responsible, it is actually the male gamete that is responsible for the specification of gender of a child. Okay, so that's all about this particular topic. There is a homework for you. You have to write the notes on your own of this particular topic. You have to write the notes on your own on this particular topic and read next topic. Read next topic, because the next topic, evolution, this is actually cancelled, but still you read this illustration, understand the concept up till this particular paragraph, page number 148, sorry, page number not 148, page number 147, page number 147, up till you read, up till this paragraph you read, so that you can understand the concept of evolution. If you are not understanding, just ask. Okay, this is a homework to read, and the homework for you is to write the notes of this particular thing, sex determination. Make notes by your own, however you understand, and make the diagram also along with this. Okay, so that's all about today's class. I hope you understood the concept. Thank you and have a nice day.